remainder theorem. So what this theorem says, if a polynomial px is divided by x minus a, then p of a is remainder. You have to simply put the negative value of the thing over here. Minus a, negative of minus a is a. Put that value. Pa is what? Value of the polynomial. Whatever the value of the polynomial is going to be, that will be the remainder. So you have to make a note here. We are dealing this with only linear. That is a condition. Before we proceed, find remainder of polynomial 2x raised to power 4 3x cube plus 2px square plus 6 when divided by x minus 3. Using remainder theorem. Now we are doing solution. Solution may you will be mentioning using remainder theorem. Put x minus 3 equal to 0, x is equals to 3, 0 of divisor. So you find the 0 of divisor. According to remainder theorem, P3 is going to be the remainder. We'll calculate that. It's 2, not 2p. It's a correction. That's only 2. 2, 3 square plus 6. So this is the remainder when x minus 3 divides this given polynomial. So what I have done, I've first looked for the 0 of the divisor. You substitute the 0 of the divisor to the polynomial, putting after the value you've taken, substituting it in the place of x, you get a value. That value is the remainder. That's only remainder, not quotient and all you have to divide, but only for remainder. That's the only case. I hope you people got it. Just raise your hand. Using remainder theorem, put x plus root 2 equals to 0, x is equals to minus root 2 is 0 of gx, put minus root 2 so it is 2. This is minus root 2 into minus root 2 is 2. 2 into 2 is 4. 4 root 2. This gives me minus 5 root 2 plus root 2. These to be added and the final answer is 0. Remainder comes out to be 0, that is x plus root 2 is factor of px. So we lead to a conclusion and we call that as a remainder theorem. Let's define the remainder theorem. If px is divided by x minus a and p of a comes equal to 0, then x minus a is factor of px. This is a version. A version, that means if someone says this is a factor, second version says if x minus a is factor of px, then p of a is equal to 0. That is a result directly you can use when they say it is a factor. Now, what I have said earlier, when you divide and you get this, then you declare that as a factor. When question declares that it is a factor, then you can use this result. These are the two key things which you have to remember. I'll repeat. There are two versions. One, you are dividing with some linear polynomial and you get 0, then you declare this as a factor. Now you have to declare, then you have to get this. When the question already has said this is a factor, then you can use this relation. Any doubt? Find value of k if x minus 3 is factor of k square x square minus kx minus 2. Solution using factor theorem. X minus 3 equals to 0, x is equals to 3. P3 is equal to 0 as it is given that x minus 3 is factor. That's why I am in the very beginning I can put this thing equal to 0 because they've already declared it's a factor. So the remainder should be 0. So now I'll put the value in the polynomial. And you can see what I've got. I've got 9k square minus 3k. What kind of polynomial it seems to be? I hope everyone can see this. What kind of polynomial we are getting? It's a quadratic. Don't look for x only. It can be any kind of variable. Although it was a constant, but it has resulted as a variable, unknown. So you know how to split it? Solve कीजिए इसे.
Sir, I have a doubt.
देखते हैं. Using factor theorem, since x minus a is factor, therefore x minus a equals to 0, x equals to a. P of a equals to 0. A raised to power 6, a raised to power 5, plus a raised to power 4, a into a raised to power 3, 3a minus a plus 2 equals to 0. So this is a6, a raised to power 6, a4, a raised to power 4. This gives you 2a minus 2 equals to 0. Like terms with opposite sign cancelled. 2a equals 2. This is plus, sorry, minus 2. And finally, a is equals to minus 1.